Yeah, start without me. I'm an asshole.
All right.
Nobody
Well,
likes Chris.
we're live now, so we're starting without you.
Hey,
Good.
everybody.
Everybody hates Chris.
Welcome to another Ragnarok actual play. Tonight we're going to be playing Scum and Villainy, and this is our Patreon campaign, Villains and Scum. Very creative title that we came up with all by ourselves. I'm Ryan, and I'm going to be GMing this game. Why don't we have you guys introduce yourselves and your characters? I guess starting with our patrons.
All right, I am Mike, and I will be playing Blort the Glarm. He is a humongous, blubbery alien, and he is a gentle lover.
I'm Steve, and I'm going to start the game off for our downtime actions with who's a 8 foot tall, 16-legged spider creature, and then transition over into my second character, Mil Sobrian, who is a veteran of the wars, a former soldier of the the hegemony, and was captured by this crew of horrors and whatnot.
I guess then it'd be me. I'm the next patron. I'm John. I'm new to this whole thing. So I will be. What?
Don't forget, guys, we have to haze him the traditional manner.
Yep.
Oh no, not again.
Don't worry, I'm ready.
Oh, thank you, sir. May I have another?
When he least expects it.
I'll be playing Tur Wingdall, an old colonist who used to be part of a gang and decided to leave that life and join this crew of space monsters.
That was a good call. You said, "Are you a human?"
Yes, I am a human.
Is Tur a human?
Yes, Tur is human.
I'm not the only one.
And which playbook did you pick, John?
I picked Speaker.
Cool.
We needed. Well, technically we have one, but it's not a real person.
Stupid pony.
It's just Eric.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's not a real.
Can I press 3?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, dude.
absolutely.
We can press 3 whenever we want.
Eric's job.
You're
press
paying.
3
You
for
press
us
3
tonight.
as much as you want.
All right. So when we last left our
And I'm Alex.
Oh, that's right.
I'm also playing this game.
Completely forgot about my friends.
I'm playing Tung. He is the mechanic for the ship, and he also has a pet named Tumbert, who is I think I called him a sunset lizard. Yeah, I didn't write that down. He's a sunset lizard.
Is that it?
And he's human.
Okay. Do I get to go?
Yes.
Oh, good. All right. So I'm Chris. I am playing Yeast, the brain slug. He rides around on one of 2 small children. I believe he's on the purple one today. That's it.
All right. So when we last left our heroes, they made their escape from the Breck system through the Breck Iota Gate. What do we remember about that last caper?
Wait, Feb, what do you remember about the last caper?
That's a great question. As I recall, there was a pony, and it did some talking, and it was talking to people guarding the gate, maybe. I'm not quite sure about that. And I believe it may have delayed some of the actions for them to respond to us getting to the gate. Things get a little bit of fuzzy after that, and I marked some experience, and then I woke up hating myself. So pretty normal session.
Cool.
for me.
Yeah.
Is that about right?
Yeah, that's
I
it.
think you got it.
Yeah, I think you got most of it. Those of us who were awake during the last session, what do you guys remember?
We had to get through the gate to get to the next system. So we wound up concocting a plan to distract the hegemony ships since we had the governor's ship on board, we pretended that we had kidnapped the governor, and Eric pretended to be the governor, and we radioed the security around the gate, basically said, "Let us through, or we're going to kill the governor." We managed to just barely bluff our way through.
Oh no, not just barely, with a profit.
What did we prop? Oh, that's right. They gave us ransom money.
Yeah,
I
you
ransomed the governor.
Governor,
ransomed
that's
the
right.
governor.
Yeah. We ransomed the governor that we didn't kidnap and that's right, and we got money from him.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. And we got through the gate, so I don't know where we are on the other side, but that was basically the entire game, was the time it took us to get through the gate.
All right. So you guys got through into the IOTA system. Let me read the system overview for everybody. The planets in IOTA orbit a pair of semi-detached binary stars, a yellow sun, IOTA 1, and a brown dwarf, IOTA 2. By the time the hegemony arrived, there were 2 asteroid belts. One of these belts still has a large portion of a shattered planet remaining in its midst. Although both belts were clearly planets once upon a time, nobody is sure what sort of calamity could have shattered them. Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, the guild wasted no time in setting up the IOTA shipyards, which service many ships in the sector. So the notable locations in IOTA, there's the shipyards. There's a way line because there's 2 gates. There's 2 gates in IOTA, and there's sort of a weird way current that connects them. There are 3 notable planets. There's Amarath, which is kind of like a garden world where they do pharmaceutical research. There is Inori, which is a production planet. The entire planet is given over to manufacturing. And then there's Lithios, which is an ice planet with ancient ice castles on it.
Ancient ice castles?
Mm-hmm.
Like
That belong,
ruined ice castles?
yes, that belong to a long lost civilization.
Cool.
So I guess we will start off. John, if you don't mind hanging on a bit, we'll work you into one of the downtime scenes. Let's go with you guys and your downtime actions. We never
I
did
know
that.
what my first downtime action is.
Okay. So what are you doing?
I'm going to finish my workshop.
All right.
Segment left.
wow.
That's right. I also have to deliver a package of semi-stable jump fuel to Inori in the IOTA system.
All right. So Inori is, like I said, the industrial world.
Right.
So are you guys docking there?
Well, we're doing our downtime first, right? I mean, I'm going to finish my workshop first.
We can do downtime on the industrial world. I don't think that would matter, would it, Ryan?
No.
Okay. Well, either way, I'm going to roll to finish my workshop. So, question. I have 1 segment left, and I have an ability that says when I work on a clock with Rig or Hack, I fill +1 segment. So do I have to roll to do it, or would I just automatically succeed because I'm going to fill 1 segment anyway?
Well, roll to see if there are any consequences.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm going to use Rig.
All right, so you're just building things. I'll say that's controlled. And that will have standard effect.
All right. 664.
Nice.
It's critical, isn't it?
Yep, that is a critical.
Cool. So I'm assuming that fills the last segment of my workshop clock.
It does. And I will say that workshop has +1 quality, which I think means it has 1 quality. So basically, any action that you attempt in your workshop will have increased effect because it is especially well provisioned or well laid out. You have all the tools you need. You have all the materials you need.
All right, and who has our ship sheet?
Chris.
I have the ship sheet.
Because I think a workshop is one of the things we could have.
I don't know. Oh wait, auxiliary over here, training crew gear. Workshop, yeah, under crew gear.
Yep. So I guess we could check that off.
All right.
+1 quality or quality 1. So does that mean like? Oh, so anything we make in the workshop is 1 tier higher. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Hey guys, look! I finally finished it. Oh wait, I'm talking in the wrong voice. Yo, partners, look! Finally finished it.
Neat.
So
What
it's a
what
workshop.
is it?
It's a workshop for building stuff, fixing stuff, or taking stuff apart.
Neat.
I feel like everyone else is not as excited as I am.
No, I'm excited. Can you build a galley with that?
Like a place to eat.
I'm hungry.
I mean, we've got a galley already.
No, we don't.
Oh, we don't.
Nope.
I mean, I guess I could work on building a galley. We need to find some space for it.
What
How long
about here?
No, not in here. This is the workshop, not the
Oh.
galley.
Tongue.
How long did the board?
Tongue.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Tongue. I clogged the toilet again.
Okay, I mean, I'm not a plumber. All right.
I think it's bad.
Let me. All right, Blort. Let me get the hazmat suit. I'll go take a look.
Okay, I'll be right here.
It's not a galley.
Nice.
And Tongue leaves to go get his hazmat suit and the industrial plunger he had to make for Blort.
Warning:
Good times.
waste management system is at critical capacity. All right.
We have a code brown.
Goddamn ships weren't built for giant war frog shits. Built for human shits.
I would like.
That sounds like an accessibility issue to me.
Look, I'm assuming the hegemony is like the Empire, and they are a human-first organization.
Oh yeah.
They're not
I
building
think
with Xenos in mind.
I think that's kind of in the book. That's what I've been imagining.
Yeah.
Same. Steve, you were saying.
Oh, I would like to start a project.
Okay.
I would like to build a galley. Oh, I mean a brig.
No, you had it right the first time.
I mean,
Aren't they the same?
they're the same to me. I'm a giant spider.
That's who's saying that.
Okay. So, what are you going to use to begin your construction?
In terms of skills,
The actions.
huh.
Probably rig, but that's.
Can I? Let's see. Can I?
Do you have any points in command?
Can I use attune and side dancing to get workers from this industrial whatever to like to do it for me, to convince themselves that they're building something that they were ordered to build?
Oh my god, that's dark.
I was going to say use command to basically force people to do it for you. It's very similar.
He's just using the Jedi mind trick to do it instead.
Yeah.
You do not want to sell me death sticks. You want to go to my ship and build a brig.
You will work for $10 an hour.
No. They'll work and then they'll be inhabitants of the brig, unfortunately for them.
You'll like the Pharaoh servants.
All right. I'm going to say that's going to be a risky action because you're, going out in a populated area. And that's going to have limited effect because it's kind of against people's nature to follow a giant monstrous spider. And also, to work without being paid.
Oh, but side dancing allows me to cloud a target's mind and sway them in the face of contradictory evidence.
Well, let's see how you do.
Okay.
Are you going with attune or sway?
Whichever. Whichever will get better effect.
Use whichever one you have the most points in, and then describe how to do it.
I would say they both have about the same shot. So whatever works better for you.
I'll go with attune.
So you're basically just like dancing up to people and trying to lure them back with your gyrations.
So I use the way like as if it's a web.
Right.
So it's more like I'm laying down like webs of way and corridors, and as people walk by, they suddenly are ensnared, mentally in this thing I'm laying down for them, and then I kind of walk up and I'm like, go, down corridor 14 and build a wall.
Okay.
And they see their like supervisor.
Sounds good. So let's see how that goes.
Holy shit.
I guess it went well.
No, it didn't. I
No,
rolled a
not at
1, a 2, and a 2.
Oof. Okay. So just as you described, you're kind of weaving the way as if it were a web. You start out, with nice, big, wide open strands that slowly converge on your ship, and you capture the weak-willed people who are, not really on their way to anywhere, just kind of going with the flow. Some people listening to music and not really paying attention. But you make the knot just a little bit too tight, and instead of seeing an authority figure, someone who they're willing to accept commands from, when they actually get to the area of the ship where you want them to build a galley, they all get really claustrophobic and everybody starts freaking out. So anyone else who's on the ship, you hear kind of a din from corridor 14. People shouting and banging around. It's not a pleasant sight in there.
I mean, that's what corridor 14 always sounds like.
Well, I suppose that this is the perfect time to indulge my weakness. Alex, I forget what happened. I think Alex did something last time that shined a bright light in my face. So I am.
Oh no, it was Eric was like following me around and glowing or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. his horn glue or something like that.
Yeah.
And so it hit my weakness, blinded by the light. So in order to have this weakness removed, I have to gorge myself on humanoids. So I guess that's what I'll be doing with these people instead of using them to build a brig.
All right. So you can start the clock. I'll call it a 6 o'clock. But you don't get to fill any segments. Or I'll let you pick. If you want to fill one segment, you can take 2 harm to kind of like wrangle these people and get them to do what you want before you eat them.
Oh, this is for the first downtime?
Yeah.
Okay. I can resist the harm, right? Isn't that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
What do I have to do to resist the harm again?
So you roll the attribute. I think that would be prowess. And you take. Hang on a second. Resist harm. I have to look up the rule for that because I forget. I believe you take 6 minus the highest die you roll in stress, but you don't take the harm.
Okay. So I rolled a 5, so I take 1 stress, which just happens to be exactly after I pushed myself with the side dancing, exactly what I need to fill my stress track. So that is why I thought I would be out this session on this character.
All right.
So I take a trauma, right?
Yes, you do.
I exit the game as I indulge my vice or whatever.
So yeah, there's the hatchway to corridor 14 kind of seals, and the screaming gets louder, and there's also some like construction sounds as people maybe like put up a few partitions, and Wiggles gorges herself.
So it's good to start on a high note.
Yeah. Lord or Yeast, what are you guys up to?
Can I say one possibility of this is that John is one of the people who got away from me?
Okay, I like that.
Like that forcibly founded on the ship.
Oh.
So you were sort of like recruited as a forced day laborer.
Chris, I can hear the clock through your microphone.
All right, I'll go throw the clock somewhere else.
So you saw
Psy recruited and just
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No.
All right, I was gonna say just before the hatchway to corridor 14 cinches shut. A figure stumbles through, looking harried and haggard, and it is Tear. So what does Tear look like?
Tyr is about an average-sized man, kind of shaggy and pale in complexion, wearing tight pants and a loose silk shirt.
Who's the first person on the crew that Tyr meets?
I mean, clearly it was
Yeah.
But I mean, who would be around there?
Probably Mill, actually, because Mill's probably leaving at the same time, being forced out by Awe. So as you mentally struggle yourself out of Aw's psychic grasp and turn and run for the door, you see one of the like cocoons that's already in this this makeshift brig opens up, and a man just kind of spills out of it. He's middle aged, a little bit of a paunch, and he just kind of gets up and says, "Oh, done already, are we? All right." And he walks out like right after you.
What? Done with what? What?
Oh,
Who
nothing.
are
That's
you?
just I just why? Why are you asking? What's it to you?
There's a giant spider and
Oh
and
yeah.
that's normal.
I mean, kinda. She's my dealer. What can I say? Just look. Let me show you around,
What
kid.
does she feel?
Hell. At least that's what she calls it.
Oh, okay.
I can take you with me sometime if you want to try it.
You hear a loud scream from beyond the other end of the hatch.
Maybe I'll take a rain check.
Okay. Well, if you change your mind, hey. Anyway, hey, down here. Oh, wait. Okay, that room wasn't there before, but hey, there's the ship. We stole that. We actually stole this whole thing and everything in it. But yeah,
That's
welcome to the
pretty
ship.
impressive. So the big spider's a part of the crew?
Yeah, kind of I don't know, like the morale officer, maybe you would call her.
Blink twice if you need help.
I what would I do to that? I mean,
Can I interject here?
yeah.
So as you two are talking, I'm sorry. What's Tom? No, tongue is Alex. What's
Mill.
Mill?
Yeah.
No, John's guy.
Tier.
Tier.
Here, you feel someone tug on your sleeve, and it's a small purple child, and he looks up at you, and he says, "Excuse me."
Yes, young one.
I
Your
whisper in
brain
Tears.
smell delicious.
I whisper in Tears' ear, "Be careful, this one's a real monster."
I take a step back from the child. My brain's not on the menu. Sorry.
Oh no, I would never eat it. Where are you planning to sleep?
I
More
don't know.
importantly, when?
When I'm tired.
Oh, I'll just follow you, I guess.
I whisper in Tears' ear, "Oz chamber is safe."
Thank you. Oh,
Don't worry, I'll
wait.
get you
Who's
a
Oz?
cocoon.
Oh,
The spider.
the child's worse than the spider?
I mean,
I'm
I don't
not a
know
child.
exactly what the child's gonna do. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I should introduce you. This is my friend Yeast. Yeast is a brain slug that infects mostly children, and he has two. You might see his other. What would you call it, Yeast?
Mount.
Mount. You may see his other mount later on. It's a green one. Yeah. So anyway, Yeast, I was just gonna show the new guy here around. He's a new member of the crew.
Tier.
I will accompany you. Perhaps you will fall asleep.
I mean, it's certainly possible. Well, with our crew. Anyhow, let's go find Glorm. The Glorm.
Okay.
So Blort, what are you up to?
Isn't it Blort the Glorm?
It is
Glurm.
Blort. He's a Glarm.
Glorm.
Get it right.
Glorm.
No,
Steve,
my
part of the
remember
hegemony.
character's name?
What's that?
What's this guy's name?
Mine?
tier.
Yeah.
Oh, Mill.
Mill. Okay.
Now
Silverian.
I filled my prowess track all the way. Does that mean I can put a dot down and erase that?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that take one of my actions?
I
Let's
don't
see.
believe so. I think that was like an XP end of game thing that we did last time.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's automatic.
That's what I thought too. Just being sure. All right. Blort isn't a very motivated individual. I don't know if you guys have noticed. He doesn't want to build anything. I can train, and what was that? What else was there?
All right, so the downtime actions are as follows. You can acquire an asset to use at a future job. You can craft something. You can indulge in your vice if you want to burn off stress. You can lay low, which lets you burn off heat in a system that you're not in. So right now you guys have 2 wanted and 7 heat in the Breck system, which is not insubstantial. You can work on a long-term project like building a workshop or, brain forcing a bunch of hapless innocents into constructing a prison for themselves. You can recover if you have taken any harm. You can repair the ship if it's taken any damage, or you can train to mark XP in one of your playbook tracks.
All right, so that's what it is. Blort's not really hurt, so I didn't know what to do. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to sleep. So I'm going to burn some heat if I can do that.
Sure.
How would that? What is that a roll or is that a thing?
You say how you get the hegemony off your back and roll an action. You mark segments off of the system's wanted clock based on how you do.
No, Blort wouldn't actually do anything other than lay around. I guess I will just train then. He wouldn't
laying
build
around and staying off the radar would burn off some heat, maybe.
I mean, that's what I would think. Would you
Yeah.
count that, or is it doing something like contacting someone and setting something up, or
Sleeping is doing something.
in Glorm's opinion or Blort's opinion, yeah.
Well, you have to pick an action to use. I would say in Blort's case, probably just like not going out and keeping a low profile is active. It's not drawing any attention to the crew or the ship or anything. So
Yeah, like they're looking for a ship with a Glorm on it. I don't think this ship is unique in that regard, but still, it's a notable trait. So yeah, how about I'll just sleep the whole time? I'll just lay low twice, and then I have to roll what?
You pick an action.
Oh, just anything?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, man, that's not where I shine because I don't think scrapping is going to get me where I need to be.
You could go with Skulk. That would work. Like if anybody from the planet Indori comes on the ship, someone like gives you a poke and you have to go to the other room.
Yeah. All right. Okay, we'll try Skulk. It's not necessarily going to be great. Let's give it a shot. That is a 3.
All right. So you burn 1 heat off of the wanted track in the Breck system.
All right, and I'll probably just train once.
Okay,
that's cool. And that's just mark 1 XP, right?
Yeah. You pick a track, mark XP. So what are you doing to train while you're sleeping?
Blort sleeps, but his genetic memory programs him to be a greater warrior. It's kind of like how cats sit and they flex their muscles, but you can't really see it. It's like that, except he's just sprawled out and snoring.
Does Blort do that adorable thing that cats do, where they like kick the air and if you picture it's like they're like shredding their prey?
Yes, he does do that, except occasionally like he'll punch directly through a wall, and it's a little more intimidating.
All right. So, Mill, as you're taking Tyr around the ship to introduce him around, a fist comes
through the wall.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
Oh yeah, very. That's Blort. He's a Glurm.
You look through the hole in the wall. Blort is asleep. He's sleep punching again.
Yeah, he sleep punches. You definitely don't want to stay in his quarters.
Good to know. You have someone to fix that, though, right?
Oh yeah. I should introduce you to Tongue.
Tongue?
Come this way. Yeah, Tongue.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a piece of work. All right, come on.
Oh God, this can only go so poorly.
So yeah, we walk around the corner into the new workshop, I guess.
Yeah, Tunga is walking back towards the workshop, coming down like the opposite hall from you. He's wearing a bright yellow hazmat suit that is splattered with something. And he's carrying in two hands this ridiculously large plunger that has like a huge suction cup on one end, and the other end has like a piston pump.
You got like some kind of steampunk plunger.
Yeah, it's like it's a mechanical plunger because human hands cannot generate enough force to unclog the toilets after Blort uses them.
But you're obviously not a big weird Xeno, right?
Well, I'm completely encased in a hazmat suit, so you can't see me yet.
And he probably reeks because there's
It's
worm crap.
I guess he's
splattered all
covered
over
in
him.
shit.
Yeah, he's splattered with Blort shits, and like the visor is like tinted, so you can't see his face.
Yeah. As soon as we turn the corner, I just like cover my nose and I say, "Oh, Tongue, hey, how you doing? Oh yeah.
Who's this guy?
Hey, this is the new crew member, Tier.
Oh, a pleasure to meet you. Tongue holds the plunger on his shoulder and holds out a gloved hand that's mostly clean.
I grab a finger and shake.
Oh yeah, sorry. That's you don't want to touch that stuff. It's actually caustic.
Oh, where can I wash this off?
Not the bathroom.
Tongue pulls the hazmat helmet off. Oh, there's an emergency chemical burn station in the workshop. I made sure of that. Just go run under that, quick.
I run quick. Yeah. Okay, where's that?
Right over there, under the big orange safety sign.
Okay, I run and go take an emergency shower.
Whew. Tongue strips off his hazmat suit and drops it into like a deatomizer that just dissolves it. So we got another new guy? Didn't we like just get a pony or something last week?
There's a pony?
Oh, that's right. You were. I don't know where you were. Somewhere around here. There's a pony, like a weird. Looks like it's a cartoon. It's kind of weird.
Daybreaker is trotting by, and she looks in and he goes, "Oh, hello."
Oh yeah, that's her right there. Really friendly though. Pretty sure she's not going to eat you in your sleep. So good in my book.
Is that a potential issue?
Yeah, you definitely want to lock your doors.
Does she actually look? Does she actually look animated, like a My Little Pony, or does she just look like a horse that's pink with a glowing unicorn horn?
I think Eric described her as having the proportions of a My Little Pony. So yeah, I think she looks animated. It's one of her Xeno traits.
Mill just like his eyes grow wide, and he looks at her and he says, "Am I still inside?"
I mean, it's been a day. It's a lot went on. We jumped through the gate. We got the government to pay us ransom for kidnapping the governor, who we didn't kidnap. So that was cool.
I was just writing about it to my mentor, Princess Celestia.
Whoa, you can't be sending out messages to people that are going to get us captured.
Oh, don't worry. They don't have much interaction with the rest of the galaxy.
All right.
Anyway, it was nice to meet you. And she just trots off.
So anyway, new guy. What's your name?
Tier.
Tier. Cool. I'm Tongue. It's a nickname. My name's Evander, but everybody calls me Tongue. Tumbert, come here. And you watch. No, not you, Gracie. Sorry. As you watch, as like behind some pile of stuff that was on a table, this orange lizard that looks like it has the head of a pug and the body of like a small monkey, but bright orange and covered in scales. Pops its head out and like runs over and jumps and climbs up onto my shoulder.
Oh, so this is your pet,
Yeah, this is Tumbert.
Tumbert. Nice to meet you, Tumbert and Tongue. You are human, right?
Yep, that's me. 100% Homo sapien.
Oh, good. Okay.
How are you? Yeah, there's a lot of interesting folks on the ship.
Yes. I hope I've met them all.
I'm pretty sure that's it. There's the pony. There's the slug. There's the giant frog. There's the giant spider. There's the doc here. Yeah, pretty sure that's it.
All right. Assuming I survive a couple of sleeps, I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, like I said, just remember to lock your door.
No.
Don't let the slug climb onto your head.
No, that's bad advice.
Yeast. Come on, what do we say about sucking people's minds that don't agree to it?
I just want to sit near him while he dreams and taste them.
Well, I guess you're gonna have to do that from outside his door.
You can taste his dreams through the bulkhead.
But they're so much more vibrant right up next to you.
Now, is there a spare room I can use, or?
Well, I mean, we don't have rooms per se, because I'm pretty sure we don't have crew quarters on our. That is not part of the equipment we have, or do we have crew quarters?
I don't
We
think
have
we do.
shuttle and shields and a workshop now.
Yeah, we don't have
Oh,
that
no,
for
we
the
do have
ship.
crew quarters. Yes, we do.
Oh, we
we
do.
do?
It's part of the hull.
Okay,
it-
because the
is it
ship
marked
is
off?
huge either way.
It's marked off, yes.
Then sure, yeah, we got some room.
All right, because Mill, was it?
Yeah.
Mill was saying I may have to stay with the spider, and
No,
how I
didn't say
came here.
I didn't say
Oh.
you have to. I just said that you could if you wanted to. If you wanted to be sure you were safe from yeast.
Well, I mean, that would make sure you're safe from yeast, but that would also kind of guarantee you die. So
I mean, I haven't died yet.
do that.
The
Sometimes
spider.
I will leave dead bodies outside of my door. I think he thinks I'm a god.
It's a she.
Oh, what do you know?
So the spider's named Ah.
It's more
Yeah.
like a,
So a bit more screamy.
Oh yeah. I just call him Wiggles. Her. I just call her Wiggles, but yeah.
She said it's the first humanoid noise she learned.
Can she make humanoid noises?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She speaks very clearly.
Okay, I guess I must have missed that when she was doing something to my brain.
Oh, yep, she'll do that too. Yeah.
I think I'll go with Tongue's advice and lock my door.
Yeah. Just before you do, turn on all the lights and make sure she's not in there. She likes to hunt sometimes.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
You should be safe for at least a couple days. She's on a gorging spree.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Well, then she's not coming out of her room.
Well, I mean, the station probably isn't safe.
Yeah, that sounds like someone else's problem.
Fair enough.
By the by, we still need to drop off that crate of highly unstable and super explosive fuel to that guy in the system in Honori.
Oh, hey, we got a job.
Oh,
Let's do it.
you weren't here for that one. Well, it's not so much a job, so much as a favor I owe somebody. We're not getting paid for it.
Can we? I mean, can we like kill someone and take it?
I mean, we already have it. It's just it's likely to explode eventually.
I feel like you'd want to drop that off.
Yeah. I don't want to keep it on the ship if we don't have to.
But how do we get paid?
Not
we don't.
dying?
I already got paid. It's
All
just
right.
a me thing. I mean, you could come if you want.
I mean, okay, well, maybe. I mean, Ah said she'll only put me back in if I make money and keep you guys alive.
Well, cool.
Do I fall?
You didn't actually
alive?
think I'm doing this because I, like being a criminal, right?
I mean, everybody's got their own reasons and stuff.
Morality is subjective.
Yeah.
I think I agree with the child here, actually.
Oh God. Anyway, so Yeast, what are you up to for your downtime?
I think the only thing on that list you read off before that sounded useful was burning off wanted levels.
Okay. So what are you going to do to burn off heat in Breck?
Well, right before Alex had made a drop off that fuel, I was going to say, could I just use Helm to fly as far away from where we were wanted as possible? It's probably not going to work unless the place we have to drop off that fuel is as far away from where we were as possible.
Maybe use Helm to obscure our track here, maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
zigged and zagged.
you can fly within the the normal laws for space travel. You keep it under the speed limit. You don't make any sharp turns.
Turn on the autopilot.
Yeah. Let the autopilot bring you in for a nice smooth landing.
Okay, so I guess my action is going to also amount to doing nothing.
Okay.
So what was, I guess, Helm still to turn on the autopilot and not break any laws?
Yeah. I'm gonna say that's gonna be. Well, you just roll for it.
It's a D6 for each little triangle, right?
Yep. You got it.
Okay, so 2.
You tell me what your highest roll is.
Oh, the higher one is 5.
Okay. So yeah, you you managed to not attract any attention from the hegemony cops out here in the Iota system, and you burn off 2 more heat in Breck because they're looking for some real heavily armed speed demons, and that's not your ship. No way.
Yeah, we're heavily armed speed limit observers.
So I think Tongue and Mill, you guys each have a downtime. If you want to take Wiggles' other action.
No, Wiggles had to spend a downtime in order to recover from the weakness. So I spent both.
Gotcha. So in that case, it's just Tongue.
Could I use my downtime to deliver this package and in doing so lose some heat? Like, we no longer have a super explosive thing on board.
I will say that you can, but you can use a downtime action to deliver the package and fulfill your obligation, but you can't lose heat in the process.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll do because we're not getting paid for it. I have to do this for Lent, so
Yeah.
I need to ask for elbows, but I don't think he told me exactly where to go. I would assume he did tell me where to go, because it would be hard to deliver a package if he just said,
Yeah.
"Go to this planet and ask for elbows."
Is there an elbows on this planet?
I mean, most people got 2 of them.
Just one guy named Elbow on the whole planet. Let me get
Yeah.
you the directions.
Okay. So I'll turn that question back over to the group. Where did Len tell Tong to meet elbows?
What system are we in again?
You guys are in Iota. You landed on a planet called Indori. It is here. I'll read you the description. Sorry, Inori. Over 25% of all goods manufactured in the Procyon sector come from this incredibly industrialized planet. Thick rust-colored clouds create dusk even during the day. From the warehouse-surrounded spaceport of Reeves, one can view the impressive skyline of smokestacks and flames from gas burn-offs. So I'm guessing you guys have put down in Reeves. It is a busy industrial port. Just as the description said, the sky turns all kinds of beautiful colors at sunrise and sunset, and is generally a hazy, foggy mess during the rest of the day.
It's Getty Prime from Dune.
Kind of, yeah.
Harkonnen homeworld.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's have some fun and say it's like the roughest bar in town or something like that.
Well, I'm looking at the notables, and there's one named Piro Locke who owns a number of discreet, well-guarded storage spaces in orbit and has a strict no questions asked policy. So maybe we're supposed to deliver to one of these storage units.
It's in game.
Sure. So yeah, there's a like a self-storage right outside the dock. You guys see drones flying cargo from the storage containers up to orbit and back. It's actually kind of like the warehouses are all in space, and they have rocket propelled drones that will fetch whatever parcel you want, and bring it down to you, and then return it to the warehouse. So there are a bunch of like little landing bays where you can summon a parcel, and you just got a storage unit number that you have to punch in.
All right, so Tongue loads the container onto like a hover cart and pushes it out of the ship over to the place and punches in the code for the unit that he has to drop it in.
All right. A drone. After a few minutes, you see the little display panel start to flash a warning that your storage unit is coming in. The drone parks it neatly in the yellow and black safe space, kind of. The thing just sort of hisses as the door opens, and it decompresses, and the storage unit opens. It is entirely empty, except for a place that is clearly meant for you to strap that crate in.
I push the crate in and strap it.
All right.
So before I do this, I'm going to ask the crew. We didn't decide on what our score was going to be this time, right?
No, nothing yet. I rolled up a job if you guys want, or you can make up your own.
Okay, I was going to say I have a communicator on my gear list that I could like slip in this drone, and we could make that the job to like track where this like storage container is and rob it. Or
I really don't think we want to rob it because it is super unstable and likely to explode.
no, not the fuel.
Oh, like the depot that it's
the
going.
rest of the stuff that's in space.
Okay. I mean, Tongue would be opposed to that because he's doing this to repay a favor from his buddy Len.
You don't necessarily have to rob this fuel. You could rob the whatever else is stored up in space.
Yeah, but if we also rob everything but the fuel, that would be pretty suspicious.
Well, I mean, I'd imagine you don't have to take everything, just the valuable stuff.
Yeah, okay. I mean, if everyone else wants to, then sure.
Well, what kind of job did you roll up? If you can give us a little bit of it, like without giving too much.
There's a powerful way artifact that is currently going to exchange hands on Inori.
I like that better. Let's do that one.
I don't know, man. Robbing Space Criminal Bank is not shitty.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what we could,
like that.
What if we could put the transmitter on the crate and track it, and we could always also save that for next time. Like, once we know where it goes, we know where the facility is.
I like that.
All right, so I'll mark a communicator off on my gear sheet. So I'm now.
I don't. You don't have to mark that for this. I don't think. I mean, it's Ryan's decision, but you have infinite communicators. You're not in the phase of the game where you're marking gear.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You have a tracker or something to burn if you.
Does anyone have spy gear on their sheet? Because I do.
No, I do.
Well, let's just say we did, and then we'll save it as one of the ideas for next game.
So I'm going to assume then that my spy gear has something better than just a communicator. So
yeah, they would detect that.
To, like put like a hard to detect tracker on it.
Yeah, you've got like a transmitter of some kind that you can stow up under the crate.
Yeah.
And
that
it's
will be
time to be turned off until a specific time when it goes on and pings.
Yeah.
Something like that. So it can't be scanned.
And it pings on like a very specific frequency that you know to look for.
Mm-hmm.
Only it's set intervals, so it's not going to make a bunch of noise that people are going to discover it. All right, so yeah, you mark on the control pad that you're done with the storage unit, and a drone comes down to fetch it. And flies it off into the sky.
Well, great. Do I get my special armor back from last time too?
Yeah, I believe so. Everything resets.
Erased all that crap.
All the gear for sure. So I look over at Tyr and I say, "Hey, new guy, you're from around here. Find us a job, man."
I can talk with the people I know and see if there's anything going down.
All right. So who are you gonna call, Tyr?
The Ghostbusters.
Damn it, that was my first thought too. Hate to admit.
I don't know. Old buddy from when I was a ganger. Probably, I don't know.
You've got friends on your character sheet.
Yeah,
call a name off.
Yeah,
we can just call him. We can just call him Ray.
No. I'll go with the. Yeah, let's go with Ray. I like Ray.
All right. So Ray from when you used to be in a gang. What does Ray do now? Did he go straight, or is he still in the life?
He's trying to go straight, but it's tough out there in the space.
All right. So you haven't been in a while, but you go back to this old watering hole where people go usually when they're nosing around for information, and you catch sight of Ray at the bar. He's got his rebreather on, and you can see that he's looking kind of distraught, and he's nursing like a booze pouch that the bartender hands him, like a bulb of grain alcohol.
Oh, Ray, I see you haven't changed a bit. How's life, old friend?
Well, dear, things have been better.
Oh, what happened?
I just, let's just say that I made a powerful enemy, and kind of wondering if anyone in this place is going to come and stick a knife in me.
Well, it's probably not going to be me.
Yeah, right.
So,
Anyway, pull up a stool. What brings you here?
well, I joined a new crew and have been sent out to find a job. Do you happen to know of any?
Well, I do have my ear to the ground. I may be persuaded to give you some information. So, how do you want to talk him into giving you what he knows?
So I'd like to try and chat him up and get him to remember the old times and try to get him to do a favor for a friend.
Okay. So which skill do you use? Which action?
I think that'd probably be consort.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that one. So with consort, I'm gonna say that this is a controlled situation. You're having drinks with an old friend, and it is gonna have standard effect.
Okay. So I've got 2 dots in that. I will.
So yeah, you roll 2d6.
6 and a 4.
6 and a 4. Okay. So you do it. He says, Do you remember that job we pulled? It was the one with the lap dog.
Oh yeah, yes, I remember.
I got a line on something that's better than that.
Really? Color me intrigued.
I hear that, and I got to come up with a name because I didn't do that. I hear that there's a collector named Bartok who's selling Impera's Maw. He kind of looks over to make sure that no one at the bar is listening, and he whispers that to you.
Interesting. Do you know where it's going down?
Well, supposedly, there's an auction that's supposed to happen at the end of the week. Bartok has, a penthouse flat. It's supposed to be a real shindig, a real soiree. Only big name buyers are invited. Invitation only.
Huh. Well, if there's something I'm good at, it's weaseling my way where I don't belong.
You think you could get in there and get them to give it up?
Well, could always sleep my way.
I'll drink to that, partner. And he drains the rest of his booze bulb.
I'll down my glass with him.
All right. So that's the setup. Bartok is selling this thing called Impera's Maw. You don't know what it is, but there's an invite-only auction that's supposed to happen at his penthouse flat at the end of the week.
Well, all right. So we either need to get an invite or crash that party.
So you guys are in free play, so you can do whatever you want to, do some research to set yourself up, find out more information. You can acquire an asset, and then once you come up with a plan, you name the detail, and we start.
Okay. Well, so here's my concern. We have Blort, so subtlety is kind of out of the question.
I mean, we could fabricate a tuxedo.
It's not so much the dress that concerns me. I don't think the giant war toad would be invited to the hoity-toity high society party.
I think that's probably correct. Yeah. I don't think
guests bodyguards.
I don't even think Glarm are really good around situations like that. They're good at some things, but not even that. They're not good at very much, really.
Yeah.
They're good at sleep punching.
Really good at that, I think.
They're dangerous, which is all the more reason I don't think they would even be there.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like I could try to hack to get us on the guest list if we wanted to do like a deception. I guess that would be deception, not influence. Yeah, that would be deception.
You could probably justify a rig roll. You pick what you're rolling, and then Ryan tells you the effect.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Either way, I could probably do that. Like if we wanted to try to impersonate guests.
I think this might be a two-team kind of solution where you've got the face team and you've got the covert team or something like that.
Also, I don't need to impersonate a guest if we could just kidnap one and tie it down for a minute.
Yeah.
It's true.
I could try to get somebody.
Well, John, you are a face, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're presumably good at lying.
Yes.
So if we wanted to, could we do two approaches?
You could. What would the covert team be? Just like in case the face team failed, or
maybe face teams should go in and like cause a scene. And then covert team just knocks down a wall and snatches and grabs or something like that.
Yeah, like we leave the ship docked and we take the shuttle.
Right.
And then the team 2, the smash and grab team parks, a kilometer away or whatever, and hoofs it over, or wherever maybe we'll just fly right overhead and drop in. We'll figure that out. But so it seems like it would be easier to get Chris and John in through the front door if we can find one guest for Chris to brain slug onto and get John on the guest list. And then the other 3 of us would be in the shuttle and try to... Because I'm thinking Tongue can basically be the guy in the van. Because that's what he's best at.
Can he
Maybe-
pilot at all?
Well, anybody can really do any action. You
I know,
just
but
get
does he have points in piloting?
I do not have any points in helm.
Okay, I don't think I do either. No, I definitely don't. Does Mill?
Mill has 1 point in helm, but he's got 3 in sway, so he might be part of team face.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think we're just gonna let Blort do it, and he has no skills in it.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
can always,
Our pilot, though.
yeah.
Tongue can try to pilot.
You can always push yourself and take devil's bargains and trade position for effect.
Well, hold on. Actually, we can theoretically prepare for this a little bit. Is it possible for him to program a piloting AI or something like that?
Well, we would only have to roll for like when we could fail, like if we're being chased or something, right?
Yeah,
Like, we're just
Otherwise, you're just
going from point A to point
yeah.
B.
If there's no stakes, there's no need for you to roll.
Oh, but there are flashbacks, so just keep that in the back of your
We
mind
can't
that
do
you
that.
can be like, yes, okay, no, okay, then yeah, no, but
Guys,
I
I'm
think. Oh, I'm
Sorry.
sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just going to step away for a second. I'm going to get my physical copy of the book because my PDF is bothering me. I'll be right back.
I understand. So no, I think that works out. I think actually Blort and Tongue are probably a pretty good team.
Yeah. So Tongue and Blort go in the shuttle. We're Team B. Team
Yeah.
A goes in, hopefully, through the front door, and then if they can get it and get out, great. If not, then we can probably literally drop Blort in, just jump out of the shuttle and land somewhere, and Tongue can maybe be the guy in the van and hack and do stuff.
I mean, I generally think that if Blort can get through doors and stuff, but he's pretty limited. So having Tongue around is a great idea because Tongue is quite the opposite.
All right, so we're gonna go deception/assault.
Well, I
Or
think
infiltration.
you're leading with the deception, so I would go with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it deception or social? Well, it's deception, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely deception.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So our method is we hack the guest list, find out who's on it, and then add Mill and Tier. And then we'd have to find one of the people who's on the guest list for Yeast to Brain Slug.
Okay. So
I mean, I guess failing that, I could always pilot the shuttle.
Nah,
You
brain
can't
slug.
kidnap a guy.
I mean, even if you can't find him, it would probably be easier for you to lie your way in.
Is it possible for Chris to either be attached to one of them or just ride in their pocket?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Oh, and then brain slug someone once you get inside.
Yeah. That might actually work better.
right. Well, the thing. Well, who are you riding in with? Because it is invitation only. So,
I
like,
mean,
if you brain slug somebody ahead of time, the advantage is that you can bring in Tier and Mill as your entourage because you're invited.
Well, no, part of the plan is Tongue is going to hack the guest list and add them to the invitation.
Okay, all right.
Or I guess that would be a flashback once they get to the door.
Yeah. Well, it would be do the hacking roll as a setup.
Okay.
The fortune roll comes when we find out how well the deception went when it actually comes time to go to the party.
Okay, so I've got 2 dice in hack. I am going to push myself.
All right, I'm going to say that's a risky action, but it'll have standard effect.
Feel free to use the ship dice, or whatever they're called.
Yeah, do we
Okay,
have any
gambits.
gambits?
Yeah, the gambit's reset.
So I think we have 3. Chris?
I think 2.
Do we start with 2?
Yeah.
I think you guys get an extra one for some reason. You have a skill or a special thing, don't you?
It feels right to me.
Well, I've got 3 dice right now. I feel like we could save the gambits.
I mean, if you're
John,
feeling it.
I don't know if Ryan told you, but you can add 1 action rating to command, consort, or sway.
Oh, I forgot about that. Thanks, Steve.
We
Oh,
have
yeah.
that special ability on our ship.
That's true.
You think it's worth spending a gambit now? Because that will give us 1 less later.
I think this is one of those rolls that's worth doing it for. The
All right.
setup roll, for sure.
All right, so that's 4 dice.
Well, this isn't the setup roll, right? This is just
No, this is this might give you extra dice on the setup roll, but
okay.
Oh, so maybe save the gambit?
So we'll save it for the setup roll.
Yeah, all right,
Yeah.
so no gambit then. 3 dice. 5 is my highest.
okay. So I will let you pick. Either it takes you extra time to do the hack, which will mean that if you do any flashbacks during the rest of the game, it'll add +1 stress because you were doing most of your efforts were spent hacking Bartok's guest list.
Right.
Or you have reduced effect, so you're not quite sure how well your hack will be hidden. You're not quite sure how well they'll be able to bluff their way into the party.
I think I'm going to go with the increased time.
Okay. So yeah, just make a note that if you attempt any flashback actions,
+1 stress, you said?
yeah. Do you put them on the guest list as under their real names or
No.
no?
I'll ask them what fake names they want. Boys and girls, I got you onto the guest list. Just tell me who you want to be.
I'm Blort. I'm a Glurm.
Well, you're not on the guest list, big guy. Neither am I.
Okay.
We've got a private party.
Oh.
I think we can just hand wave it to. I put in whatever names they gave me.
Okay.
So whatever names they give when they get to the gate later is whatever I put in.
Okay. So in that case, the method is that you guys are going in and giving your names that.
Well, wait. So I put in names for Mill and Tier, right? Just the two.
Just the two of them, and
Yeast is just going to sit in someone's pocket until they get inside.
yeah, Yeast is going to lay low and take one of the other guests.
Okay.
That's so fucking gross.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Chris, what does Yeast look like when he's separated from his mounts and curled up in someone's pocket?
I believe what I said. First of all, under look, I wrote snot, so that should give you a general idea.
Okay.
I think it was Nickelodeon Gak.
I always kind of pictured the brain slugs from Futurama, but with less shape.
Let's see, hold on.
And I guess no eyes.
You should hide.
Yeah,
You should
no
hide.
eyes. It's basically like that. Like a big. Yeah, look up Nickelodeon Gak.
Yeah, can he hide in someone's nasal cavities?
Cavities?
Yeah, the nose.
Well, either that or one of you guys has a pocket full of snot.
I look at Tyr and I say, "Hey, I've already
You're
done this
taking it,
once.
right?
I've already done this once. I really think you should. You're the new guy.
Oh,
Everybody has to, snort him once. So
if you can promise he's not gonna mount me.
I mean, even if he does, it's not for long. That's not part of the plan. He's gonna mount someone else right away.
Okay,
There's no promises with this crew, buddy.
fair enough.
All right. So you guys get 1 die for your fortune roll, and I'll give you an extra die for the hack job that Tongue did, getting you on the guest list.
Okay.
So somebody make that roll, and we'll see how it goes.
Since Tyr is snorting yeast, he should make the roll. Add an extra die, and we'll spend our gambit from the ship.
Okay.
All right. So that's 3 dice.
So I'm adding.
Am I supposed to roll some?
No, just roll 3d6s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's a fortune roll. So the pool is built on you get 1 die just for rolling. And then for each advantage, you add a die, and for each disadvantage, you take away a die. So,
Okay. So I got a 3, a 5, and a 1.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Hang on 1 sec. So you guys, as I said, the auction is taking place on a rooftop or a penthouse flat. There is a rooftop landing pad for hover cars. You guys have chosen to really ritz it up. So you got the most expensive space Uber you could find. Spoober. A uniformed driver drops you off in a slick black hover car. You guys step out onto the hover pad. How are you dressed?
So I have fine clothes in my items, so I guess I'll be wearing those.
Do we pick our loads now?
Oh yeah, you guys pick your loads out. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
All right. Well, I'm on the 1 team, so I'm going heavy.
Yeah, Blort and I should go heavy too.
So how does it work in terms of?
So you pick what your load is, light, normal, or heavy, and then
you can check off. Yeah, you can check off that many items as the scene progresses, and you basically just have whatever you need. You don't have to pick them now.
I know, but what is light? What's the benefit of light? I guess is what I'm asking.
Light is.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say light is less noticeable. So, if you're going heavy and you're wearing body armor, you're obviously laden down with things.
I mean, you guys who are sneaking in probably want to go light because that's you've got a few choice things you could hide under your clothes.
Yeah. No, light's what you guys. You're more likely to be noticed the heavier you are. To the point where if you're at heavy, you're going to be stopped by people and being like, "Why do you have a rocket launcher?"
Yeah, I was just wondering the distinction between light and normal, really.
Normal is you're going to work. You're not. It's not necessarily you're going to a party. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. All right, light it is.
Yep, light as well. Then really quick. So earlier that was I can add 1 action rating to command, consort, or sway, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Up to 2. Up to 2.
Up to 3. Up to 3 for this
Oh, really?
because of the ability. Yeah, it says up to a max of 3.
Oh, wow.
Noise.
That's why my sway is at 3.
That's why I have a point in consort or sway. I don't remember where I put it, but it's one of those.
Pretty sure I put that one in sway. That forgotten point.
Okay.
All
All right. So Brian's question was how we are dressed.
Yes.
So yeah, so one of my 3 items is going to be my fine clothes that I have. So a very well tailored, well kept suit, of a nice crimson red with like a gaudy cyan ascot.
Is that italicized on your sheet?
It's bolded.
Oh, okay. That means it's like unique to you.
Yeah.
Or no, it's fine, which means you get a benefit to it.
Okay.
So I am wearing I have an item that's also bolded, my fine coat. So I'm actually wearing my hegemony uniform, but it's been altered to someone else's name.
Very cool.
Right. I forgot for a second you were Mill, and I'm like, wait, the spider has a hegemony uniform?
Yeah.
There's a lineup of guests who are milling about outside the party. There is an android that is scanning everyone's retinas. We'll go with biometric. So you basically the lineup seems to be your retinas are scanned by the android. You gain admittance to the party. So that's the complication. They are verifying people's identity, and they will have a biometric scan of you, unless somebody does something about that.
So I have a legitimate ID. Does that I'm assuming that has to be me. I mean, reading it, I think it makes sense that way.
Yeah.
Okay. So that probably wouldn't help.
Hang on a sec.
Unless the name you told me to put in was just your real name.
No, look up legitimate ID. It's an actual thing, I'm sure.
Yeah, a properly encoded hegemonic ID indicating your legitimate station in the hegemony. So no, that could be an alias. That's totally you've got a fake ID.
Yeah. Which I think would make sense. So yeah, I guess I'll be taking along my legitimate ID for Slyn Varcastle.
It's a good name.
Nice.
And I will check off my forged documents, which I have hegemony issued orders that I am not to be subjected to any kind of identification procedures because of my my top secret mission clearance, something or other.
All right. So what name is on your uniform, Mill?
It would be Binja.
Okay.
Last name Mincisco.
Bill.
I hate you, Steve.
Steve, would you like a Ractagino?
Yeah, I would.
So you guys approach the android, and it says, welcome to the auction. Regrettably, Mr. Bartok requires that all of his guests subject themselves to a retinal scan in order to gain admittance. However, there, if you have any objections to that, you may not participate in the auction.
Oh, I don't have any objections, my dear boy, but the hegemony does, and I hand over the forged documents that state that I am not to be. It's like a thing they scan, and it just basically is like, this guy's whoever he says he is.
Okay. Well, if you're checking off an item to do that, I'll let you pass the roll. So it says, yes. Well, these seem to be legitimate. The hegemon's money is as good as anyone else's.
And,
And you, sir?
I have no issue being identified. I will open my eye wide while presenting the ID.
All right. So it scans your ID, and it scans you. And we see you from the android's point of view, and it zooms in on your eye and tracks all the different matching points, queries the database, and gets a photograph of you with the name Slen Varcastle. Very good. Thank you, Mr. Varcastle.
Thank you. And I will walk in with Mr. Benja.
Mr. Mancisco.
Sorry, Mr. Mancisco.
So the party is a pretty formal affair. People are milling around. There's other robots that are serving what passes for delicacies in the IOTA system on trays. There is another tray with sparkling wine you can get. People are kind of making conversation. Everyone sort of knows that everyone else is here to bid for the item. So people are kind of, playing it close to the vest and are very guarded.
Is there anyone that looks particularly lonely?
You see a very tall man wearing what appears to be like a bespoke suede suit. People are kind of conspicuously avoiding him. It looks like he has something like bundled up on his back behind his shoulders, but it's like under the fabric of the suit. And he's got kind of a purplish gray, like stone-faced appearance, and he's just sort of nursing a glass of sparkling wine of some kind.
Okay. This looks like a good target for my mucusy friend. So I will approach this gentleman.
He kind of looks at you and grunts.
Hello, sir. I'm Slyn Varcastle. What would be your name?
Fuck off.
Oh, that's no way to treat a new friend, now is it?
Listen, I don't want to have to hurt you, but if you insist on speaking to me, I'm going to have to hurt you.
Why would that be?
I walk up to the two of them. I look at Tyr and I say, "Oh, bless you."
I guess I'll try and fling mucus on the man.
What action are you using?
That's the spirit, dude.
Yeah, that's how these games usually go.
Scrap.
Okay, sure. I'll say this is going to be a desperate move, but it'll have standard effect.
Can I
Okay.
can I assist?
Yes, you may.
Damn right you can.
You got me into this. All right. I got a
So
six.
I will skulk, I guess, to make it, play this off as if it's not a big deal.
All right. So by assisting, you take one stress, Steve, and you give John +1 die.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So John, you're rolling whatever you got in your scrap +1.
Hey, I rolled a 6 and a 4.
Okay.
He should get. Did he get a third die? He should get to roll that, just in case it's another 6.
Yeah, do it in case it's a crit.
Well, I only had the one die in scrap.
Oh, okay. So he's good then.
Okay.
So Yeast, you go flying out of of Tyr's nose, and you spatter all over this man's lovely suede suit. He looks down at his chest.
I immediately walk up to him and I say, "Oh, my dear," and I start using a napkin to move the snot up away from his coat and onto his head.
I mean, the snot also moves on its own.
Yeah, well, I'm assisting you to move it a little faster.
So yeah, Yeast, you can. What are you doing to get to this this mount's access point?
Yeah, I slither. I think slither is probably the right verb. Maybe scuttle. I think slither though. I slither around the back of his neck. I align with his spinal cord, and I insert my metal leg things into his spine, and then I'm him.
All right. What action are you using?
Well, I'm going to try this. I'm going to use Helm because I'm going to pilot him.
You're not piloting him yet.
Okay. And I'm going to do Skulk, I guess.
Okay, that's fair. I'm going to say that this is also a desperate move, but it is standard effect because you need to do this fast.
Yeah.
How much do you have in Skulk?
Just one.
You should take one of the ship dice. This is an important roll.
Right.
Also, Steve did say he was assisting, so Steve takes another stress, and you get another die.
Yep.
Okay. So should I just use the one from Steve, or should I use one of the gambits too?
Yeah, use a gambit too.
Yeah, use the gambit on this one.
You're not going to
Alright.
be any use if you don't get a host.
All right. Then I'll roll 3d6s.
Oh, and John, you mark an XP because you rolled a desperate action.
I got 2 6s and a 3, but 2 6s.
We don't get a
This
gambit
guy
back,
is special.
but nice.
All right. So Yeast, as you plug into this man, there's kind of a you crawl down his back and you just get your pincers into him. He's starting to shout and pushing. Really, he's not paying attention to you because he's pushing Mill away and telling him to get the fuck away.
Not so long, he's not.
Yeah, as you make contact, the thought comes into your slug mind that you're going to unfurl your wings and drop this motherfucker off the roof.
Oh.
Oh.
But then you get control of yourself again, and you realize that you don't want to do that because this is your friend, and you silence the will of your mount.
Well, let's keep our options open here.
So, as Yeast comes into control of this guy, does he have what's his name?
They call him the Rock.
The Rock. Okay,
ROC.
so you see his eyes kind of go cloudy for a second, and then kind of snap back into focus, and he looks right at Tyr, and he says, "He lied. His name's not Fuck Off. It's Rock."
Well, how rude of him.
You also
I
know
have wings.
You also know, Yeast, that you are riding an Ashen Knives underboss.
Okay.
Let me read you.
Sounds like a gang to me.
Yep.
Once lean and battle ready, the Ashen Knives are a decadent syndicate focused on drugs, gambling, and pleasures of the flesh.
Ooh, I like them already.
What's in the satchel he's carrying?
His wings.
He's carrying his wings in his arm?
No, he's got something on his, like, bundled up on his back. His wings are under the suit.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought he was like clutching something. Never mind.
No.
Is he like a human augmented with wings, or is he a Xeno who?
No, he's a
has wings?
Xeno. I'm kind of picturing him like a gargoyle type.
Okay.
So you feel them. You've got like big bat wings that are folded uncomfortably under your suit, Yeast.
Right.
But you know that if you flex the right way, the suit will tear away and you can fly.
Ooh. I'm probably going to do that at some point.
All right, so what do we do now? What's the plan?
He's I don't know. I didn't think we'd get this far, honestly.
I'm going to check off my communicator.
All right.
Hey guys, it's Tongue over in the ship. I'm just here with Blort eating some chips. How are things going?
Hey, did anybody bring a communicator?
Is that a thing on your guys' thing?
It should be on your.
I'm just fucking around. I'm just kidding.
One.
Yeah,
I mean, I have one, but I was also in someone's pocket when we snuck in. So
It's nanotechnology, man. It's the future.
Yeah, or someone else has Yeast stuff.
Yeah, I take out the extra communicator and stick it in the Rock's ear.
all right, I'll check off the communicator here.
All right, well, we're
Yes,
live.
yes.
So,
Tell them we're here. We made it.
all right. So
It's me, East.
I gathered.
I'm in Fuck Off.
Hello?
Wait,
I'm in Fuck Off.
Well, I mean, that's not very nice. I'm trying to help and run ops from over here.
Look,
I
he's
know,
riding
but
fuck
that's-
off, all right?
Oh, okay. Look,
Sometimes he likes to be called Rock, but he said his Fuck Off.
all right, guys. So we got two options here. Either we try to steal this thing before the auction, or we wait until after the auction and steal it from whoever buys it.
Third option. How much money does Rock have?
Okay, yeah.
You scan Rock's memory. Rock didn't have much of a plan either. He was kind of thinking that he was going to grab whoever bought it and steal it from them, murder that person, take it.
No plan. What an amateur.
Yeah.
Dude, Rock's a dumbass. That's not anywhere near as good as our plan.
Yeah.
Our plan is like so great, and maybe we should tell the listeners what it is so they know.
I mean, we know what it is, obviously.
Yeah.
But
course.
just for them who don't.
Speaking of
Can
which,
I try?
I was going to say the auction is about to begin. So the android calls the party to attention. There are rows of chairs that are set up.
I'm sorry, you didn't actually answer the question I asked, which was
how much
money does Rock have?
Actually,
Like, assuming I'm perfectly willing to liquidate all of his assets.
1 credit.
well,
Yeah, right.
let
He
me
spent
see.
the other 3 to get an invitation.
This is why it sucks to be the GM.
I'm just checking. Assuming you're willing to fuck over a tier 3 syndicate,
No,
Yes.
quite a lot of money.
That's bad. We're tier 0, right?
Yeah. Currently,
Okay,
you guys
so not
are
a good
tier
idea.
0.
I
mean,
feel like
We
I feel
sort
like
of
we
already
operate
did
with
fuck him
tier one.
over.
Well, see, here's the difference. You fucked him over. If you take his boss's money and spend it on some way trinket, then they're going to come after you.
No, they're going to come after him.
Well, I have a question for Ryan. Do Chris's hosts remember him puppeting them?
I can tell you how I thought it might work.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I don't think they remember the particulars of what happened. It's kind of very fuzzy.
Yeah,
But
that makes sense.
anything that I learn while I'm writing them, they also know.
Okay. Oh, that's
Like
interesting.
those 2 children that I'm riding around in, I feel like they might not know it, but if they ever sat down to pilot a ship, all of a sudden they'd go, "Oh, I know this."
Yeah.
And just start to do it.
They would just kind of remember something that they didn't really know that they knew.
But with that in mind, this guy would remember all your crew members. Not that we know that.
well,
Would that make?
He would,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it more of a muscle memory type of thing, or yeah.
I would say
I
it
think
also.
he would remember. Huh.
I mean, we could just kill this guy when Chris is done with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to be that difficult.
Or Chris has the 3rd horse.
Yeast, make him hold still for a second.
Well, he hasn't necessarily admitted whatever that is. Like his character, like widely spreads information. Does he even care if his hosts learn that information? Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah. It also might work slightly differently because this guy is a Xeno and he may have like a unique physiology. You're not sure.
All right. So
It's just
the
go
plan
ahead.
of stealing his boss's money to buy something and then having him kill himself works out for us, as far as I can tell.
Well, but then his bosses would kind of know that it wasn't him who stole the money, because why would he steal their money to buy something and then kill himself immediately after buying it?
Are brain slugs a known thing, are brain slugs a known thing, or is he like a new vector? Like he's a vector, right? Like nobody knows what these things are really.
No, but see, here's the thing. I'm thinking even if no one knew there was a brain slug, the Ashen Knives are going to wonder, who stole all their money, and they're going to start asking around. They may, review security footage and break in and download that android's memory, and they're gonna piece it together because this is an expensive thing, and it's going to be enough money that they will eventually come after you.
Okay, so we won't do that.
So, suggestion. We've got like an hour left, so maybe we should do a time jump to the end of the auction, and then all of a sudden shit goes down, and then we'll do flashbacks to fill things in as necessary.
Sure.
I think that's a good idea.
Let's do it. Let's see. Who won? Okay.
We did. Oh wait.
No. A dude with laser pistols on his belt is the winner. He paid an absurd amount of cred for this thing, and Bartok is going to, as you all know, I do not have the artifact on site, but with Mr. Locke's kind permission, I will summon it for you right now. There's another guy who's got like a wrist communicator, very very fancy robes, an ornate hat that's like filigreed with gold, and he punches in a code.
I gotta get me a fancy hat like that.
And anybody watching from the rooftop, you guys notice that there is one of those drones that was ferrying cargo back and forth from orbit, deactivated on the roof, and it ignites its jet and shoots off into the atmosphere.
So it's going to go fetch it?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'll follow Tongue on this one because I'm an idiot.
I don't know. Do we want to try to catch the drone, or do we want to let it go through with the delivering it?
No, we catch it on the way back when it's got the thing.
That's what I'm like. Yeah, do we want to try to intercept the drone, or do we want to just let it happen?
No. It lands and then we grab it.
We could try. That might be tough. It might not land somewhere it's accessible to us.
No, it's fine. You
Oh,
gotta
right.
bring it. You gotta bring it here, right?
Well, they got to bring it back to the house somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of which, there is kind of a skylight sunroof thing that is opening.
Oh yeah, there.
The drone approaches with its cargo. So do you guys make a move on it, or are you going to wait and let this play out a little more?
I don't know. What do the rest of you guys think?
I don't know. If shit goes down, I don't think it'll be that useful.
So if we do it in the middle of the party, we're going to draw a bunch of heat. If you guys can take it before it even gets to the party, we might be able to do it more silently. But that's not really our style. So
Yeah.
But this is a machine, right?
Yeah.
And it's flying down. What's the gravity like on this world? Out of curiosity.
Probably about a G.
It's about a G. Okay. What if I were to make myself? What is it? It's called unstoppable, but I'm going to push myself to give myself superhuman strength and throw Tongue onto the machine.
What?
So that he can hack it.
Wait a minute.
I mean, no one's going to expect that. Do it.
Yeah.
Be sure not to ask him first.
I mean, no, I'm not asking him. Like when it's in the air coming towards us, like I fling him way higher than he thought he could just be thrown.
All right. So what action are you using?
What is it? I'm gonna use command. I'm gonna tell him to fucking. You gotta hack this thing, man. And then I throw him directly at it.
Okay, I go. Ah!
I feel
while
like
it's dropping
throwing
from
something
orbit.
at something could be scrap, which
Yeah.
you may want to argue.
I was gonna say,
If you'll let me roll scrap, I will.
commanding him to fly through the air is not really gonna have any effect. Throwing him, on the other hand, I'd go with scrap.
Can
Okay,
can I assist him by making myself
dying?
aerodynamic?
Sure, you spend a stress, and then you get a die.
I
And
would very much like to not fall.
Yeah, no, that's a good call for you.
Blort, you get a die.
Okay. How many of those fate points do we have left? 1 or 2?
I think we're out.
Oh
I
shit.
think we have 1. I used 1 and we had 2.
I don't think we need to do that. I've got 4 dice.
Yeah,
If we had 3, I would have. But
I'm the one being thrown, and I say it's okay.
Push
We'll be
yourself.
okay,
Oh, you already pushed yourself.
I haven't. Well, no, I did. I did to even be able to do this. I'm using superhuman strength to throw him up at this as it comes down. Just so we're clear.
And that's one of your Xeno things, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually,
okay.
it's just the generic one for this class.
Cool.
What's the position and effect? Did you already say?
I'm going to say that this is going to be a risky move. Standard effect.
I got 2 5s, but I don't think that is anything. I think it's just a 5.
No. So I'll let you choose, Alex. Does Tongue arouse some suspicions while he is flying through the air screaming? Or does he take a level of harm?
Take the harm.
Yeah, I'll take the
So wait,
harm.
does harm give you a negative dice effect in the future?
It's less effects at level 1.
But you can
all right.
resist it. You can resist the harm
You can resist the
yeah.
harm.
or spend armor.
What's
Oh
my
yeah,
special-
spend armor.
Wait, I just want to see what my special armor is. To resist a consequence from machines breaking or being damaged. No, okay.
No, but you got heavy armor, or not heavy, but you can mark
have
armor
armor.
on your suit.
Yep. All right. So I'll mark off my armor, and then spend it.
Okay. So you're you manage to stifle the scream as you are suddenly hurled upwards.
Oh God! Ow!
And you manage to do you manage to catch your grip on the?
Oh, I have to roll now.
Yes.
Oh fuck. I guess I'm going to. Can I use rig to know what the sturdiest spot on this drone would be to grab it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
I had a success on my throw roll. Can we say that somehow aided him?
You got him. You threw him. You did a really great job throwing him. Now it's
had
kind of up to him.
2 5s. All
Would
right,
it be an
that's right.
assist with the stress?
Sure, if you want to take a stress.
Oh, for
to a-
sure. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So you threw me really well. Well. Maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
You're
So
really
what's the
you're
position?
lined up for it. This is going to be. I'm going to say this is desperate.
Okay.
And it'll be standard effect.
All right. That's 3 6s.
Whoa!
All right.
Nice.
So we get a gambit back because I rolled a 6 on a critical on a risky action. Oh no, it wasn't.
It was
Yeah.
desperate.
I was desperate. Well, I mark it XP.
You get
then.
you get to mark XP. And with a crit, I will say that you managed to catch yourself on the drone's repair access panel. So you're right where you need to be.
Okay.
You look down. Blort threw you something absurd, like 50 feet in the air.
Yep.
And he just kind of gives you a thumbs up from the ground.
I flip him off. And I'm going to check off my fine hacking rig, which gives me it's fine. So I got a bonus. I don't have the gear list open right now.
I think that gives you potency, so it bumps you an effect level.
Okay. So I'm going to hack to I guess where would we want to drop this off? Okay, so I'm going to hack it to turn off its GPS and change its destination. So they can't track it. and then fly it probably to the chip.
That's going to be risky and standard effect.
Well, it would be up.
Oh,
Because of
right. So greater effect then. Excuse me.
Oh. Yeah, I'll push myself. Fuck it. For an extra die. 4.
Okay. So I'll give you one of those things. Either you manage to kill its GPS or you change its destination.
Could I make a second roll to do the other, or am I just done?
You don't have the time. Either you shut off its GPS and it lands in the middle of the party, or you change its destination, but they're going to be able to locate it.
Well, if I just shut off its GPS and land in the middle of the party, that's not going to do us any good. So I'm going to change its destination. I guess to wherever we parked the shuttle. Can I tell from riding this drone like how big the package is?
It is way smaller than that container that you called down before. It is probably about it would be unwieldy for one person to carry, but for a robot, it fits comfortably in its arms.
Okay.
Think of like a big box, maybe like 3.5, 4 feet on a side.
Okay, so I could probably like push it or something by myself if I had to.
Yeah, you also don't know how heavy it is. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to say we parked our shuttle like a kilometer away in some old. This whole planet's like industrial, so like an abandoned warehouse.
Okay.
There's like an abandoned warehouse with a broken roof, so that's where we parked our shuttle. And so I'm going to program the drone to go there, and then message everyone with like the wind whipping at the microphone. Guys, I got the stuff. I'm going to the shuttle. Meet me there, because they're going to know where we dropped it off. We can't stay there long.
So meanwhile, back at the party, Mill, you and Tyr are watching, and everybody is watching in anticipation as you see the glow from the drone's hover jet as it approaches.
Can I say I think I see all of a sudden it wobble and my eyes kind of get wide as I realize what that could mean, knowing our party, and I realize we need to start some chaos. And I look to the other two and I say, all right, plan C. And then I go up. I want to do a flashback.
Okay.
All right. So how do flashbacks work exactly?
So
you just declare something that happened in the past, right?
Yeah,
and then
you tell me what you want to do, and depending on like how much time or effort it would have taken for you to do it, you spend stress to do a scene. So like you can spend 0 stress for a normal action or something that you had an easy opportunity to do. 1 stress will get you a complex action or an unlikely opportunity, and 2+ stress for an elaborate action which involved several special opportunities or contingencies.
So I want to have slipped some of my trick holo cards into the card game that's going on in the corner.
Okay.
And then, when we flash forward, I want to alert someone to the fact that some guy is using a marked card in order to start a fight.
Okay. Doing that, I would say, is a complex action. So you spend 1 stress. As we flash back to you, sitting down for a hand or two, they pass you the cards, and you quickly shuffle in some of your trick holo cards.
So I'd like to roll sway, maybe to now in the present go up to somebody and say, that guy over there is playing you for a fool. Those cards are marked.
All right. I say that is That's a risky move, but it can have standard. It'll have increased effect because these people are all kind of on their guard. You could very easily start some shit, but you may get involved in the brawl.
So I'm going to push myself.
Okay.
And
Would I be able?
Oh, go on. What were you going to say, John?
Would I be able to? Yeah, would I be able to assist him?
Sure.
Okay.
What are you doing to assist?
So I'm going to stand behind the guy he's pointing at and make exaggerated faces about how good his cards are.
Okay.
I missed that. What's he doing?
I'm standing behind the guy you're pointing at and making exaggerated faces about how good his cards are.
Okay. And then I'd like to trade position for effect.
Okay. So you're going up like 2 effect levels, which is it's going to be ridiculously effective. I think there is only 1 level up, but I'll say that it's pretty much instantly going to start a fight if you pull it off.
Okay, and that makes it a desperate or a...
Yeah, that's down to desperate.
Okay. 2 6s, a 5, a 4, and a 2.
Nice. So that's a crit. You mark XP.
Yeah, nice, dude.
So you do it with increased effect. I'm going to say that the person who's holding the space royal straight flush is kind of like, well, what? That's ridiculous. I'm not cheating. You can't prove that. But the other players at the table don't care. One of them just sort of tosses the entire table aside, and lunges for the individual. There's another woman who pulls out a gun, and starts like firing off warning shots. The whole place like erupts into chaos. As people start realizing what's going on, and I'll say because of the crit, Tyr, you and Mill managed to slip away without getting involved.
Would now be a good time for me to burst the wings out of my satchel thing and just start flying around overhead, laughing maniacally?
Yeah. It's time to start pooping. You gotta
Yes.
poop on people, dude. You gotta poop
No.
on people.
It wouldn't be a bad time.
Yeah, we pin it on these guys.
I think it's a good time. I'm just gonna look, guilty.
Okay, so you're going to set this up to make it look like the Ashen Knives are pulling this off.
Or just this guy, whatever. I'm just gonna draw a lot of attention to him instead of what we're doing.
Okay. So I would say, well, you tell me what action you're using.
I'm using Helm to fly him around the room with his
Fine.
wings.
So that's going to be you know what? I'm going to say desperate because people are starting to go for their guns. Like a lot of people at this party are armed. And if you're kind of making a target out of yourself, but it's going to have increased effect.
Okay, that seems fair. All right, I got 2d6. I got 1 and a 4.
Okay. So you make this guy look incredibly guilty, and so a number of people do turn their firearms on him. He is very well built, but they do manage to cripple one of his wings. So you are currently, careening toward the floor, Yeast, in your host.
Okay.
So what do you do?
I'd like to kind of steer this host toward my friends that I came with so that I could just detach from the mangled body and slide into one of their. Oh yeah, I'm gonna sneeze. I'll sneeze on someone.
All right. That'll be one more helm roll then, I guess. If you're helming.
Yeah, I think so. If you're gonna let me do that, 2.
Are you gonna try and sneeze on either me or Mill or just someone randomly?
Whoever's closest.
We'll see how you do.
I got a 2.
You got a 2.
Yeah, not so great.
Okay. So let's see. That would be. So yeast, either I would say take level 2 harm. As you're kind of like snot rocketed across the room. Well, I'll let you guys pick. It does yeast take harm, or does the person who yeast impacts with take harm?
Probably yeast, because the person's just getting hit by like a
A
glob.
blob of
burden.
snot. Yeah. Okay. So yeast take level 2 harm, and I guess we'll call that.
Projectile snot.
Yeah, snot rocketed.
Not rocketed.
Yeast. Don't forget, you can spend armor or resist.
Yeah, you can resist this.
Like, what do I do to resist?
So
You check off your armor and just ignore it.
I think I can't. Armor is. Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, 2 out of 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I still could. I still have 2 left. All right. Yeah, I'll just do the armor.
well, does it make sense for you in the fiction to have armor?
No, it doesn't. Doesn't.
No, not really at all.
He's got nanites, man. He's got nanites. Nanite armor.
I sneezed into a bike helmet.
I would. You can also resist it if you roll your prowess score. And
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just roll my prowess score.
So you're looking for 6 if possible, but
Yeah,
I got-
you take
I got a
6
5.
minus your roll in stress to resist the harm.
you got a 5. You said so. You take
I got
1
a
stress.
5.
All right. So you take 1 stress and you lower the harm to 1 harm. It's level 1 harm, and I'm going to call that snot sprained.
It's not sprained. All right.
Because you're not really as hurt as you would have been, but it still rattles you, and you're still a little discombobulated from it.
That makes sense to me.
Meanwhile, back at the warehouse, Tongue, your robot is just starting to set down, and
Okay.
you can see that the GPS is still active. So you have a very limited amount of time to get this thing and get gone before
Really bad.
before security shows up.
All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna. It's dropping the package, right?
Yeah.
All right. So once it does, Blort, where are you?
I'm right here.
Oh, good. Quick, we gotta load this thing up so we can get out of here.
Okay. Do it.
It's too big for me. You need to carry it into the shuttle.
Okay. So Blort will do that in like sort of the lazy, pathetic child sense, where he just sort of does it. Like it just pains him to move this thing, whatever it is.
It's really heavy, Blort.
Oh, oh, I know it is.
I'm sorry, buddy. Jeez, just hurry up.
I'm so hungry, Tongue.
There's chips on the shuttle.
It's not enough.
Well, if you do that, we could get back to the ship faster, and there will be lots of food.
There's never any good food on the ship.
Well, that's because you keep eating it all.
No.
I think you know that's true. Anyway, move faster. We gotta go.
Well, I mean, he doesn't actually move faster, but he will eventually load it onto the ship.
All right, so I'm gonna mark off one segment of the security shows up clock.
That's fair.
Yeah.
He bitches the whole time. The whole time.
Tongue, you look off into the distance and you can see the hover jets of the security drones, lock security drones, that are converging on your position. They're way off in the distance, but you know they're coming.
Yeah, that's not great. Can I? Did the drone that was dropping the package off it left, or is it still here?
You kind of had to disable it in order to get it to drop the package.
Can I re-enable it and like just give it some direction so that way it'll take off and hopefully at least some of the security drones will follow that instead of us?
Sure. What are you using?
I'm going to use hack.
Okay. I'm going to say that's risky move, standard effect.
Well, I have my fine hacking rig, so it'll be improved effects.
Okay.
Or not. Let's see what happens when I roll. I got 2 6s.
2 6s.
So
All right.
Now that time we get a gambit. That was a
Yeah,
risky
you guys get a gambit. And I will say that you guys see the you re-enable this thing. Where are you sending it?
Anywhere that's just in the opposite direction of where we want to go.
Okay. So there's like a gas works.
Sure.
That you send it through, and you see all of the hover drones start to veer off and head off in that direction toward it instead of toward the roof.
Awesome.
You set it to go like a little bit faster than its safety parameters allow, like in order to make the drones think that the security drones think that it's been like taken into a vehicle of some kind.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's going to burn itself out, but by the time they find it, it won't matter. You'll be gone.
So with my improved effect, does that mean that all the drones are with improved effect at a crit?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's all the drones?
It's all the drones.
Nice.
And you guys, Blort does manage to load it onto the shuttle eventually. And you guys can you guys can go. Back at the party, things are turning into a real shit show.
So I tell Tyr to scoop up whoever Yeast is on. I'm gonna go call a space Uber.
All right, I'll go and try and find Yeast then.
All right. So you spot Yeast across the room. In order to get to him, you're going to have to make like a heroic dash dive across an embattled like gunfight between barely civilized criminals with light arms. So there's some lit blaster bolts like being exchanged.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Can I try and scrap my way through the crowd, like push people out of the way and into blaster fire to get to him?
Sure. I would say that's a desperate move, but standard effect.
Can I help?
Sure,
If I
you can.
just say moving towards him.
Yeah. So you take a stress.
Okay.
And I'm gonna push myself. Seems like it could be an important roll to make. And, 6-2-1.
Nice. So you managed to get to Yeast and scoop him up. I'm gonna say.
I think with the 6, you could also say he manages not to put me close enough to his spine that I take over his body.
I mean, unless he wants to do that.
I mean,
no.
I don't think I want to do that, but I do think Yeast wants to do that.
No, I'm saying unless
I'm not comfortable with Yeast enough yet.
I'm just saying unless Tier wanted to take you for a ride.
No, I don't think that's a thing most people do.
You know, maybe you
voluntarily.
find me a couple of
I'm
drinks.
just saying it could happen.
All right. So meanwhile, Bill, you look at your communicator, and Liara, your driver, is on her way. She is driving a bright pink hover sedan, and she has 3 time units until she arrives. So you guys need to get out on the roof and get out of this horrible gunfight.
Yep. Are there any So I assume that there were some guards or people
The androids have kind of taken up a defense perimeter, and some of them are trying to break up fights. They seem to be going around with tasers, stunning people.
Okay, that's probably not a good idea then. All right, I need to get out of here. Is there any person that looks like they've kept their head?
Yeah, the host of the party, Bartok, seems to be talking with or having a very heated exchange with Mr. Locke, but the two of them, they're not coming to blows or shooting at each other, which means that they're the coolest heads in the room, except for you guys.
All right. Are they armed? I know the one gentleman had the laser pistols on his hips, right?
Yeah, the person who won the auction.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna. That's also a bad idea. I'm just gonna try and run out.
They're all bad ideas.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Daybreak breaks through onto the comms and just says, "This is going to make a great story for Princess Celestia."
Ride the horse out.
You hear her. You hear her clapping her hooves. I think Daybreak is a unicorn, right? So she couldn't even swoop in and fly you out.
God, such a useless pony.
Although I guess she could teleport you out.
Okay, maybe he has a little bit of use.
Let's see.
Don't encourage them.
Okay.
I'm trying to think how I can. So what's the situation? He's just trying to get up on the roof and he can't.
Well, it's the two of you, right? Because you're both at the party. Mill, you called for an Uber. Liara, your driver, is on her way.
If only we had a guy with wings who could take us up there.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, God, that'd be so useful.
Wait. Doesn't the pilot isn't one of the pilot's gear a grappling hook?
Yeah, but yes, it is.
Maybe I was carrying it for you.
Sure, I'll check it off.
All right, you guys have a grappling hook. There is a skylight that I mentioned because the drone was going to land in the middle of the party.
Okay, let's try it. I'm gonna rush over and hold on to Mill. And
All right, so I guess Mill, you're rolling for this.
All right.
What are you rolling?
I want to roll sway to do it very dashingly, like James Bond would. I guess scrap. Scrap, scramble, skulk, or rig. They're all the same.
I would go with scramble for this one.
Okay. I will push myself.
All right, and that's gonna be a desperate move again because you'd be attracting attention to yourselves with your grappling hook. Is it a grappling hook or is it a grappling gun?
It says grappling hook.
Okay. So you're still gonna have to climb a rope. It's not gonna retract for you.
Alex, if you wanted to, you could help them by having made it so it was like a Batman gun and it just zips them up in a flashback.
Yeah, I could. Or we can let them figure it out for themselves. But, yeah, okay.
All right, so that's going to cost you an extra stress. I would say 2.
2 stress?
Yeah, to have made them a retractable grappling line.
All right, that puts me 1 away from a trauma. Let's do it. So do I have to roll for that, or did I just?
No, you just do it.
So wait, I would have made it in the workshop, which is, as we found out before, it adds +1 quality to craft rolls. And you said it was +1, so is it +2 quality? Because the base workshop is +1, so it's +2 quality.
All right.
So tier 2 then, I guess.
So I will say still a desperate action, but great effect.
All right.
Does he mark XP on that?
Yes, he does.
Who,
How did
him or-
you roll, Steve?
Oh, Steve,
Oh well, I haven't rolled yet because I was going to ask if anybody's going to assist me.
I just did.
I think I'm really holding you down in this instance.
I just gave you an awesome grapple gun.
Wait, so do I get an extra dice or no?
It increases your effect, so you're not going to have to make another another roll to climb this rope. It's just going to do all the work for you.
Instead of just a grappling hook on a rope, now it's like a Batman grappling gun.
All right. Anybody mind if I spin the gambit that I got back?
Go for it. I got 1 too, so we should be back up to 2.
Yeah, we were at 2. Now we're at 1, I guess.
All right. 4.
All right. So I will say that your grapple gun is fast, but it's not fast enough. Nobody gets hurt, but everybody sees you shoot that thing through the skylight, and then you 3 of you just get yanked up and out onto the roof.
Way to go, John.
So you're saying you can see my snot ball that I'm holding?
The party guests are incensed, and they start making for the roof, the door to the roof, to shoot and arrest your egress. So
I'd like to flashback.
Okay.
Yeah, do it.
Earlier in the party, I was walking around, just kind of leaning up against. I think all 3 of us were walking around, leaning up against walls, and just kind of then walking away and they're just little dot of something got left behind. And now I'd like to use my detonator.
Oh shit. All right, I will say 2 stress for that.
Would if I was helping him with this, would we both be able to take 1 stress?
Yeah, you can split the stress if you want. I'll rule that's okay. To have you both planting little dots of explosives slowly throughout the night.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, how big of an explosion are we looking for?
I don't want to like blow the whole place up or anything. I just want to slow people down from getting, to dissuade them from going out of our exit path.
Okay, that's fair.
Instead of exploding, they just start fires.
So what are you rolling for this explosion? Because you can. I should say what are you rolling to demonstrate your knowledge of demolitions?
Rig.
Sure, I'll go with rig. I'll say that's a controlled action because you're just going around planting little dots of explosives. But it's gonna be lesser effect.
All right, I'm gonna spin that last gambit, and I'm gonna trade position for effect.
Okay, so you're back to risky and standard effect.
Right. And I'd like to have helped him.
Okay, so yeah, you can. You know what? I'll let that. Yeah, you can. If you want to take another stress, you can do that, and Mill will have given you some guidance. So go ahead, roll rig.
2 5s is the best I can do out of that.
All right. So I'm going to say that the explosives weren't quite as effective as you would have hoped. And you see the guy who had purchased the artifact. He comes charging out, through the smoke with his blaster pistol drawn, just as the neon pink hover sedan pulls up, and as Zeno rolls down the front window, goes, "Hey, are you Mill?" And she's like looking at her communicator because there's like an awkward picture of you.
I didn't put it as Mill. I put it as Binja. Come on.
All right, sorry. Are you Binja?
Okay, I'm going to draw my fine. I'm gonna open the back of the van yes, and I'm gonna pull my fine blaster pistol and I'm gonna shoot off covering fire at this guy.
Okay. So scrap. I'll say that's going to be a risky move, standard effect.
Okay. Push myself one last time. Oh, damn it. A 2.
A 2. All right. You get shot, Mill, as you provide cover fire. Tyr and Yeast manage to make it into the back seat of Liara's car. But you get shot in the. Go with the. It's a pretty serious wound because you rolled a 2. So take level 2 harm. For
I
like
just resisted.
Okay.
I rolled a 4, so I'll take 2 stress, which will take me out.
Okay.
I hit my trauma, and so that'll be a level 1 harm then.
Yeah, and you could just call it like a burn, or laser burn, or something like that. So you kind of like pass out at the on the back seat of the car as Liara takes off. And she says something like, "So are you guys like pulling a heist or something?"
Steve, this should be your next character.
I wouldn't have called it a heist. We were attending a party and things went south.
I just realized that the team we sent in to steal it did nothing, and the team who was outside running support pulled off the job.
Well, they did do something, actually. They caused confusion, because otherwise it would have been a contested role between the guy who was summoning the drone and you to...
Okay.
Yeah. So by causing chaos, they kept him really from being effective, and you guys were able to...
No, we stuck off. But
So you're
I'm
welcome
actually...
to kamikaze diving, Alex.
I mean,
Sorry.
I still think no one will ever know that that's actually what happened. As far as appearances go, they did everything, and we just caused a fucking bar brawl.
That was the plan.
Yeah.
Yep. From the beginning, of course.
This is exactly when according to plan. Exactly according to plan.
Yep.
All right. In that case, I guess we'll go into payoff and upkeep. So I'll say that is going to be 8 cred for you guys.
Nice.
Because this thing is a very valuable artifact.
How many of us are there? 4 of us? 5 of us?
5.
5 of us.
Of course.
So 1 each and 3 for the ship.
I think the ship's
Is the
maxed
ship
out.
full?
Yeah, we should buy.
Yeah,
we should really buy an upgrade for the ship.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm maxed out too. Like, what do I do with my? I've got 2. If I get 5, then
I think it goes
On
to
your stash.
All right.
You also have to pay upkeep on the ship.
Oh yeah. So what's the upkeep on the ship? 2.
2.
So let's spend 2 from the ship now for upkeep, and then put 2 back.
Well, the ship's maxed out. It's got like 10. We should just spend that on something.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do we want to get?
That's a great question.
A galley, right?
That's what Blort wants. That isn't what you have to do. He won't remember or judge you about it. He'll just always bitch about it. So wait until you're actually annoyed about being bitched about when it comes to that.
So the ship can only hold 4 cred, right?
Yeah, I think so. But don't forget, all those people died trying to build us a galley. We don't want their deaths to be in vain.
Oh no, that was a that was a brig.
That was
Hey, I'm still ticking off actions on the clock to build that. We should
actually. I'm imagining like now there's like webs of bars built of like living human beings because the way it's gone crazy in there. And
The
it's still a
brig
brig.
is the galley for
Yeah, right.
Where are the...
But I was hold on. I've got an image of the ship here that shows everything you put on here.
So we've got the 4, and then we had 3 extra from last time. So we spend 2, so we have 1 extra. So we have 5 total, and then we have 3 extra from this time, so we have 8 total.
Well, that's gotta buy something, right?
According to the rules, you can spend 3 times the quality of the
System.
So that's the number of things we have in the system, right? Is the quality?
What is the quality of this system?
So
I believe that is the... Hang on.
So I think we have 2 in engine and 2 in hull and 1 in comm or something like that, right?
Yeah. Well, Chris?
Yes. Yeah. 2 of the top halves of hull are filled in.
Yeah.
And then 2 of engine, and then for some reason the bottom half of the comms.
Oh, because we took damage.
And 1 in weapons as well.
So we
I
could
imagine I just filled in the wrong half of it.
So if there's no quality in the comms, does that mean we can get something for free if it's 3 times? That doesn't seem right.
Could it be 3 times the quality you're buying?
Maybe.
Yeah, I would think so. So that would be 3 for 1 point in comms to have a comm system installed.
Or we could spend 6 to get another point in weapons to have another weapon system.
No, how many points do we have? We could just dump that all into crew XP. And then just pick another crew XP. Crew XPs are huge.
That's true.
Like that directly benefits everyone's
Did
character.
we mark crew XP last time?
I
I would
don't.
assume it's
I know we
ship
did
XP.
personal XP. I don't know if we did crew XP on the ship.
Right.
I don't think
I don't
so.
think we did,
I
no.
see crew. I don't have that marked off.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think we've ever marked crew XP on the ship.
Yeah.
We did the time before last. I know.
I don't think we did it last time.
Yeah, I think we got tired and we're like, we'll do it next time.
All right, so we'll do it twice this time then.
Yeah. So
Thinking back to the last session.
I don't think we can't spend money on crew XP though, can we?
Is crew equality? It has those 3 bars next to it. What is that? What does that represent?
Crew that is crew quality. Hang on a second.
So is there a crew upgrade?
I think that is. Is that your tier? Hang on a second. I have to look up the rules for this.
Oh, that's probably our tier.
This is where Scum and Villainy gets a little crunchy. Hang on. 26. Quality effect N. Okay. Quality represents the effectiveness of tools, weapons, or other resources, usually summarized by crew quality or faction tier. Fine items count as a +1 bonus in quality, stacking with tier and crew quality. So that gives you... Okay, so yeah, that would let you. It would give you a +1 bonus if you're going against people of tier 0, or let you effectively compete with people on tier 1.
Okay. I mean, that's not bad. That's like we're making a name for ourselves.
Yeah.
So we can spend our money on that?
Or is that like when we get XP?
Yeah, I think that's an XP thing. I think the money you spend on ship upkeep and if you want to buy upgrades.
Well, we did the upkeep already, right?
Yes.
So we have 8. We have 8 cred in the ship right now. Well, we have 5, and then if we each take 1 from today's score, and then we can put 3 in the ship, so we have up to 8. So we could get a weapon, the coherence cannon, for 6, or the mining.
Where does it
drill.
tell you how much these things cost?
It's just the quality. So whatever quality we're buying up to. So we have 1 weapons right now. So if we buy to 2 quality in weapons, we get the upgrade, and it costs us 6, 3 times the quality that we're buying into.
I think we have to buy the upgrade and then the machine itself.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
What if we got like a ship upgrade? Because I'm looking at we could maybe get the armory, which would a secure room for holding the crew weapons and armor, which are considered fine. So then we'd have fine armor and weapons, which would give us increased effects.
That's huge.
Yeah.
We can also get the brig, or I think there's like a bank that stores stuff.
Yeah, there's a vault thing you can add.
Keep in mind ideas to make Ryan's job easier too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to hash this out between this session and next? And
Yeah, why don't we do XP for now and then hash out
Okay.
this?
Okay.
and then I'll do. Well, I'm gonna leave heat and entanglements for next session because I keep forgetting about the bounty hunter entanglement that I rolled, and I'm like, oh yeah, I should really make this difficult for them.
No.
All right. So, you guys are the Fire Drake, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So for crew XP, at the end of each session, for each item below, mark 1 XP or 2 XP instead if that item occurred multiple times. You executed a successful job that opposes hegemonic dominance.
Well, we did last time.
Yeah, definitely. This time, not so much.
Yeah.
You contended with challenges above your current station.
I think we
Last
did
time-
that both times.
The hegemony is like a tier 3 or something, right?
Yeah, last time you definitely did. And this time was... Man, I have to look at the tier of the faction you guys fucked over.
Which?
I mean,
yeah.
we also fucked over the Ashen Knives. We fucked over a couple of factions.
Yeah, you did.
We're good at making enemies, and I love that about us.
So you can take that one twice. You bolstered
Twice
your
for
crew
this session or
twice for this session, once for last session.
3 total there?
3 total.
3.
You bolstered
Nice.
your crew's reputation or developed a new one. What's your reputation?
Weird, right?
I
Strange.
think we're strange and something else. Strange and violent, or strange
Just
and
says
weird.
strange on the sheet.
I mean,
think
I
we
feel like there might be camera footage of a guy getting thrown onto a fucking drone, and last session we fucking used a pony to pretend to be the governor, and mind tripped a crew into like fighting against the hegemony. Like we got 2 hegemony vessels to fight against each other. I feel like that's
Yeah. I'll give that one to you. You express the goals, drives, and inner conflict or essential nature of your crew.
Wait, was that last one 1 or 2?
2 points. 1 for this session, 1 for last session.
All right.
yeah. I think given the strange, we've done that also
Yeah.
both times.
All right. I'll give you that one as well.
So 1.
2 for that, both times.
All right.
For the
Well, I
third.
feel like the essential nature of our crew is not necessarily strange, just chaos.
Which
and
you guys
our
do
plans
really
always do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Chris, have you been marking these off?
I think it was 6.
No, it's 7 because we got 3 for one of them.
Oh, 7 then. Yeah, I didn't. Catch
No,
that.
9 because there's 4 of them. We got 2 each, and then a third one for 1.
All right, so you guys definitely get a crew level up.
So we
Which
can
will,
we spend
So
that on
that's,
crew or special abilities, right?
yeah.
Or is it both?
I think you just get a new special ability.
Or a crew
Or
slash ship
crew,
upgrade?
or cruise, yeah, crew or a ship upgrade.
Secret base.
Mm.
No, we need a galley.
How long has Blort spent wandering the corridors just looking for the fridge?
Actually, I have a scene planned for that. It just hasn't come up yet.
I mean,
we'll get there.
The
We'll get there.
natural enemy's ability is pretty good. When you run a job against hegemony factions, take +1 die to the engagement roll.
Well, again, we can hash that out later when it's not midnight.
Oh, we're still broadcasting?
Yeah. We haven't
What?
gone out yet.
I would say Forged in Fire because that's something we can use all the time on Resistance.
That's true. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
So I apologize if I lagged a little bit tonight. I am kind of mentally shot right now.
Actually, you did great, man.
I've had
Yeah.
fun. Do we want to do personal XP real quick and then wrap it?
Yeah.
Oh, it was in that actions attribute.
No, it was a good game. 100%.
Glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, so I can go first for player XP. You addressed a tough action with charm or audacity. I feel like I did a little audaciousness.
Yeah, I would give you that.
To express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I did dress up as a hegemony soldier, and that is my background.
Sure.
You struggled with issues from your vice or trauma during the session. My vice is that I'm addicted to a spider sending me in wrapping me up in a cocoon. I don't know that I really did that. Anything about that?
You didn't really struggle with that, but you might next time.
Yeah, because I'll have a trauma. Actually, that actually gaining one trauma might not be a bad thing, because then you actually have something to gain XP from.
If you play it, yeah.
Yeah.
You just can't gain too many traumas, because then you're out.
It's a fine line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll go. So I think I'll be quick. You addressed a tough challenge with technical skill or ingenuity.
I would give you that one.
twice.
Yeah. You got them. You hacked them onto the guest list, and you
And then I
also
got thrown on the drone.
yeah brought that drone down and redirected security.
Your drives heritage or background? No, not really. And you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. I mean, I had to deliver that package, but it wasn't really a struggle, so I don't think that one either.
Nah.
All right, I'm done. That's me. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
All right. Blort. Did he address a tough challenge with force or threats? He threw tongue up on that thing. Is that force?
I would give you that
It
one.
felt pretty forceful.
Yeah.
Blort is slowly becoming not slowly. He's my favorite character.
Blort's a pretty good guy. Did he express his beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? All right, I'll leave this up to you guys. He was super lazy at every time, and that's kind of his heritage.
Yeah.
He complained a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just love you. You like lugging the thing that you have expended all this effort to steal onto your shuttle, and you're just like, oh, this is such bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, did he struggle with an issue from his vice or traumas? No, he definitely didn't do that. But still, I filled up a track, so I'm gonna have a new ability. That's
Nice.
good.
John?
Yep. Okay. So you addressed a tough challenge with deception or influence. I think it was a little deceiving sneezing on Rock, but
Yeah, I would give that to you. Also, you lied your way into the party, so
that's true. Yeah. So okay, that's two. You expressed your belief, drives, heritage, or background. So my background is syndicate, and I converted with an old gang member to get the job.
I'll give it to you. Yeah.
You struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session, and that is a no.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, so that's me.
And Chris?
All right, so mine is the tough challenges with speed or flair. I think I did that when I flew around the room in the giant mafia guy.
You got yourself shot. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think I expressed my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background, or struggled with a vice. As far as I can tell.
Yeah, no, not really. All right, and that's everybody. Before we wrap, anybody have any questions, comments, thoughts, suggestions, criticisms?
No, I liked it. It's fun.
I mean, I've got a question because we played before. Stress, does that fall off between sessions or?
So that's one of the downtime actions is indulging your vice to clear
Okay.
stress. So
Okay,
yeah,
then.
basically, like you go and if it's drinking, then you go and get drunk, and you roll to see how much stress you clear.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you.
Yep.
All
All
right.
right, so I'll make a note that we have to do heat and entanglements next time, and then we'll pick this up next month.
All right. Well, with that, thank you for joining us, and thank you to our wonderful patrons. And we'll see everyone else next time.
Will thoughts.
Oh, yeah. Anyone have
New
any
guy.
last will? New guy. What's your last will thought?
Guys,